everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and I have a crochet tutorial for you today. So I have a bunch of these little guys already crocheted up. I'll give you kind of a closer look. So you might be a little curious what these are because they don't look like much when they're by themselves, but they are actually wine glass markers. So these go on the stem of a wine glass so that you can tell which drink is yours at a party. I personally love hosting summer parties, especially outside, and one of my favorite things to do in the last couple of years has been to have a spritz bar, so doing some fun fruit juices with Prosecco, champagne, and whatever else you need to make various spritz recipes. But I like to put out drink markers with my selections because otherwise everybody's wine glass kind of looks the same. So we're going to be crocheting one of these today. I just made them with embroidery floss. You can use them with any really fine weight yarn that you have, and experiment with color combinations, all that good stuff. And I think we're just going to dive straight into the tutorial. Okay, let's start with talking about what you need to make these little drink markers. So for each one of these, I chose to use 3 different colors of embroidery floss. You don't have to use 3 colors. Today I'm going to be using lime green, yellow, and orange to kind of continue my rainbow pattern I had started with my first 4. But you can also use something like a multicolored embroidery floss, or just do it all in a single color. Your choice. I think that these turn out cute in just about any color combination. You're also going to need a 2mm crochet hook, which is pretty small, a darning needle to weave in ends, and a good sharp pair of scissors, especially since we're working with a really small gauge. The other thing that you're going to need is one of these drink marker hoops. I got mine on Amazon. It's just a little curved piece of wire with a loop and kind of a hook to push through it. This is what's going to keep it secure on your beverage. Now when I do these, I generally like to do it with most of my stitches facing the same direction. You can alternate rows, up to you. It does get a little cumbersome to work in the tiny hoop, so just be prepared for that. I would recommend only doing 1 or 2 of these in one sitting so that you don't hurt your hand. We're going to get started with our first color of string. I'm going to be using this lime green for my first row. So I'm going to pull a little bit off of my card so that I have some to work with. All of this gets very, very tiny. Ooh, bumping my camera as I'm working. That's not good. All right, got some pulled out. And we're going to start with a slip knot. Next, you're going to pick up your ring and your crochet hook, and we're going to single crochet 25 stitches all into the hoop. This can seem a little funky at first, but you kind of just have to pretend that the hoop is like a magic ring or a stitch that you would work into. So it's going to feel a little funny for the first couple, but you'll get the hang of it after just a few stitches. So I tighten that slip knot on my hook and do a slip stitch to attach it, and then we can work our 25 single crochet. This hoop is going to slide around as you work. Don't worry about that too much. You can always adjust the stitches as you go. So we'll insert into the hoop like it's a stitch, draw up a loop, and then pull through 2 for our first single crochet. So that's 1, insert into the hoop again, pull up a loop, and pull through 2 for 2 stitches. That's 3 single crochet. I do apologize if this is hard to see. It's very fiddly to work with. There's 4 stitches, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and again you can kind of adjust things as you go. If I'm at 14 stitches, I'm going to slide them together a little bit to save space. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now I have 25 stitches, so I can trim my string and pull through that final loop, and you should have something that looks like this. Your tails probably make it look a little bit funky. Also, your very first stitch and your very last stitch might appear a little bit loose, but that's okay. I'm going to use my darning needle to weave in those ends. So I thread one end onto the darning needle, and you may think it'll be hard to weave in ends with just a single row, but it's actually pretty easy. You kind of just follow the hoop back through that bottom layer of your stitches, which can be a little bit tight. Don't be afraid to do it in multiple rounds. You can just follow the bottom legs of those stitches around. Oh, I lost mine. Rethread that. Alternately, if you see these little horizontal stitches that pop out, you can use those to weave in your ends as well. I'll go ahead and do some of them like that so that you can see what that looks like as well. Really, whatever you can get to weave in the ends is going to work just fine. Once you've woven in your end, you can trim it and move on to your second one. I'm going to go ahead and do my second one off camera and then come back for row 2. All right, now I'm ready to jump in with my second color, which for me is going to be this bright yellow. So I have my ring with the stitches facing towards me so that I can see all the little V's. Normally, if you were alternating what direction you were going in, it would look like this on the back. It doesn't really matter which one you do. I would just recommend being consistent for all the ones that you make in a set. We're going to start with another slip knot, which I'm now realizing is very hard to do under the camera with the camera so low. And for the second row, we're going to alternate between plain single crochets and single crochet increases so that we get a little bit more of a skirt on our drink marker. So I'm going to insert my hook into that very first single crochet, which can be a little tight. Put my slip knot on my crochet hook and pull it tight. Whoop, not drop it. Pull that slip knot loop through. If I can. This does get very small and very tight, which can be a little bit of an issue. And then slip stitch to join. Now into this same stitch, I'm going to work my first single crochet, and I'm going to choose to work around my ends for this row. You don't have to, you can weave in your ends as normal, but for me, I like that then I know one of my ends is already taken care of. So that's my first single crochet. Next, I want to do a single crochet increase, so 2 single crochets in the same stitch for stitch number 2. Regular single crochet for stitch 3, then a single crochet increase. We're going to keep alternating all the way around. So single crochet, single crochet 2 in the same stitch. Single crochet, single crochet 2 in the same stitch. It's much easier to do the second round than it is the first round, so if you're feeling really frustrated after round 1, don't worry, round 2 is quite a bit easier. Single crochet, single crochet 2 in the same stitch, single crochet, 2 in the same stitch, single crochet, 2 in the same stitch, single crochet, 2 in the same stitch, been holding this end for a while now, so I'm going to drop it so I can trim it later. Do a single crochet, 2 in the same stitch, single crochet. You might need to slide your stitches. This single crochet is really tight on my row. There we go. Single crochet 2 in the same stitch, single crochet, 2 in the same stitch, single crochet, 2 in the same stitch, and you should end with one last single crochet for this row. Then you can go ahead and trim your thread, pull it through. I'm going to go ahead and weave in those ends and then come back for row 3. For our third and final row, I'm going to be using this bright orange color, and the last row is going to be adding kind of the little ruffles that we had from the sample ones. So starting with a slip knot as always, we're going to go into that first single crochet, insert our hook, pull through the slip knot and chain 1 as our kind of joining. Now we're actually going to, whoop, I need to stop hitting the tripod. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 1 stitch and slip stitch into the next one. Then chain 3, skip 1 stitch, slip stitch into the next one. Chain 3, skip a stitch, slip stitch into the next one. This adds that little row of ruffles. Chain 3, skip 1, slip 1. Chain 3, skip 1, and slip 1. Chain 3, skip 1, and slip 1. Chain 3, skip 1, slip 1. Chain 3, skip 1, and 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 slip 1. We're just going all the way around. Chain 3, skip 1, and slip 1. 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 And last one, chain 3, skip 1, and slip 1. Go ahead and trim your embroidery floss. Pull that final loop through. And after you weave in your ends, you are all done with your drink marker. And there you have it, a fun way to mark your drink for all of your summer parties. Actually, not even summer parties. You could make these for just about anything. I think they'd be super cute for a bachelorette party. They'd be really cute even for a holiday party to do them in Christmas colors. I think they'd be fun for Easter, all sorts of good things. I even think that you could crochet into hoop earrings using the same directions and get a really pretty pair of fun, colorful hoops in whatever color combination you want. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're interested in following me right here on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I post lots of crafty and book-related content right here. And if you'd like to follow me on other social media sites, that information is in the description box below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone!